On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go a blessed and wonderful Tuesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So now the morning, my peeps, as we prepare for the passage of Hurricane Beryl, I'm just here stating it clear that Hurricane Beryl will most definitely be affecting Jamaica in one way or the other. So I urge the persons living on the rock to take this one very serious and put in the necessary precautionary measures to ensure that when the hurricane passes, we will all survive this one. So now I'll be sharing with you an interview from Nationwide News Network with Cliff Hughes and the Principal Director at the Met Service, that's Evan Thompson. Then I will also be sharing with you a news clipping from an American news channel outlining the whole Beryl hurricane situation. Then I will also be sharing with you live video footages that was captured from the passage of Hurricane Beryl in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, and other Caribbean islands that has already been affected by the passage of Hurricane Beryl. So please stay tuned and watch the entire vlog so you can get the much needed information to prepare yourself better for the passage of Hurricane Beryl. All we can do at this time is remain hopeful and prayerful. Be ye prepared. Listen and watch.
We should be seeing it moving just to the south of Jamaica or over Jamaica?
Just to the south in terms of the center of the system. Remember, this system is not just a center, but it has clouds that are surrounding it and swirling around it. Those extend, in fact, hurricane force winds extend over 40 miles. When we talk about tropical storm force winds, those extend over 120 miles from the center. So in either case, we could get quite a bit of activity at some distance from the center of the system, although that center is off the coast.
In other words, the entire island of Jamaica will be engulfed.
Most likely. The only way that would not happen is if it moves even farther south from the island than is currently being projected. We saw it pass some other islands, quite a bit of rainfall in Barbados, but it was not tremendous based on what I have been hearing. I heard of much more activity in the Grenada area as it was passing Grenada, and it is producing quite a bit of rainfall. The National Hurricane Center in the US is still projecting that it will have life-threatening rainfall that could produce flooding, and so we need to be prepared for that. As long as it's close enough to us, we could come under the bands of rainfall that may not only last for Wednesday, but will likely go through Thursday as well, even as the center moves past Jamaica.
I'm Fox Weather meteorologist Haley Meyer. This just into the Fox Forecast Center. Hurricane hunters have found that Hurricane Beryl is now an extremely rare and extremely dangerous Category 5 hurricane. It's now the earliest ever in the calendar year that we have seen a Category 5 develop in the Atlantic Basin. Let's get into the latest statistics, as this is a historic update that we've seen from the NHC. Now at that Category 5 status, at landfall was a Category 4. The wind speed now up to 160 miles per hour. This is just speaking to how crucial it is to have the hurricane hunters flying in and out of the storm and its center to get the real-time data. That pressure still continuing to drop 938 millibars with that movement at west-northwest at 22 miles per hour. Jamaica is that next island that could potentially see some impacts, as well as Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Here's what we're looking at from what has changed from the 8 p.m. advisory to the 11 p.m. advisory. At 8 p.m., they said 155 miles per hour for that wind speed, going up from 150 and bumping that up even further to 160. The millibar pressure remaining somewhat similar at 938, but the 938 dropped from what we saw earlier into the day. So we're showing some intensification of this particular storm, and that was forecasted to happen for Hurricane Beryl, as it still has fairly conducive conditions for the next few hours or so for continued development. Here are the tropical alerts. Jamaica is the one spot we want to focus on right now, as it is within the cone of where that center of low pressure could come. Now, they're expecting to see the hurricane force wind gusts begin on around Wednesday morning and afternoon. So truly Tuesday is the last little bit that they have to make those storm preps. The island of Hispaniola for the southern end of Haiti and into the Dominican Republic, tropical storm warnings are in effect. And this is just showing you why the cone, it's important, but it's not the only thing you need to look at when we are tracking tropical systems, because this could be a potentially life-threatening even for folks out in Haiti and into the Dominican Republic, expecting a heavy downpour of rain. And with a lot of the mountainous terrain we see on some of these Caribbean islands, that's a problem with flash flooding and impacts for areas that live on those drainage basins. Here's that forecast track. This is the cone. Where is it going next? Going to remain in the Caribbean, and it is expected to weaken. We are seeing some strengthening right now, but it is supposed to weaken by Wednesday into the evening, 110 miles per hour as it approaches Jamaica. Thursday evening, 90 miles per hour, and then it heads towards the Yucatan. So spots like Cancun, into Belize, that's where we could see potentially a hurricane or a tropical storm that would be Beryl nearing the area. There is some forecast uncertainty, though, as to where this storm will go. We have some steering mechanisms that we'll get to in a second. Here's what it looks like on enhanced satellite, fairly annular in its presentation, which means almost like a donut or a tire. We're not necessarily seeing these classic outer rain bands. This is a somewhat smaller storm, but the impacts have been very potent. The hostile wind environment, not really there. It's moving in a low wind shear profile, lots of moisture, and warm water is definitely a tick mark here as well. This system shattering records here. It beats Emily as the earliest formed storm. Emily was back in 2005, and for record's sake, 2005 was the same year as Hurricane Katrina. Now, that's not to say we're going to see a Katrina-esque storm impact the United States, but that threshold could be there as we get later on into hurricane season. This truly is an unprecedented thing to have happened in the Atlantic Basin, especially where this particular storm Beryl formed. The forecast uncertainty remains once it gets past the Yucatan Peninsula. Depending on where that high pressure system sits over the central U.S., if it slides a little farther out towards the east, that would drag this storm system in towards the Gulf of Mexico, potentially making impacts to the Texas coastline or the Louisiana coastline. So we still have a lot of ways to go to track out Hurricane Beryl. Now, as I mentioned, becomes the earliest Category 5 hurricane on record, and Emily was the only other storm coming close. It formed on July 11th, but became a Category 5 on July 17th, so it beat it by right around 15 days or so. It's also potentially one of the furthest south Category 5 hurricanes ever on record. Hurricane Matthew formed at 13.3 north, so not quite beating that record, but coming very, very close. It had the record for the strongest June hurricane ever, beating Audrey in 1957. Earliest Category 4 on record before Beryl was Dennis, also in 2005. The records and the superlatives for this storm just continue to be shattered. And this just begs the question, what are we going to see as we get into September, which is, climatologically speaking, peak hurricane season? We'll be there weathering the storm with you in the coming months.
So this video is from Labrie St. Lucia. The sea is very rough and the winds are heavy as well as rainfall. So that is the south of St. Lucia. Jesus Christ! Oh God!
Alright, Alliance team, this is if you all realize, this is stops. This is stops here in up here stands just above KFC. KFC short here. You see here, you see actually in the road. You see in the road, fish in the road. That is the height of the wave. That is the wave. I don't know if you all can actually see. That is the wave that coming in. That's KFC short here. This is the old, the new hotel. I actually trying to get down at my partner workplace to give him a hand. I don't know when he'll get there, how the hell he'll get there. I here trying to go through this water. Every shit washway. This is the road here. I tell you, fish. They actually got fish in Hastings in the water. I actually walking, going down to the bar. Oh shit. The bar here, all these bars get washed away from, I don't know what it's called up here. This is Regency Cove Hotel. Here, this is the door, this is them front door. This is Regency Cove front door. This is the hotel here, this is seawater. I actually walking through seawater, boss. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. Alright, that's a man in Regency Cove that now choke me. Yeah, man, this is what happened in real life.
Rough boy, rough away there. Come on, man, boy.
Come on, Bill, the cut. And go for sure. Yo, it keep going on.
Sterling oleh, gak boleh upload. Sterling oleh, please.
There goes another roof. Pieces of the roof are flying away, but you can't quite see it through the rain. That house is being obliterated.